thanks for coming out. I really, really appreciate it. First of all, this is known as a strategy session. Now, you guys are not going to be asked to buy anything at the end. No pressure, no stress, no weight loss, no potion, no pills, no shampoo, no long distance, no technology. Nothing wrong with those things. But this is called a strategy session for a reason. We feel like we have the #1 thing that most people in America need right now, which is financial intelligence and education on what to do, not only to make money, but to keep money. Is that okay with anybody in the room? Yes. So we call this our 369 financial transformation. By the end of our presentation, we're going to show you guys how to take the first 3 months and flip your cash flow from negative to positive. Now, you don't have to be smart to know that to go anything from negative to positive. Is that cool? Yes. All right. The second thing we're going to do, after 6 months, we show people how to average about $1,000 a week or more from their own home. So if we flip the current cash flow you have after 3 months, and then within the first 6 months, you're making an extra $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 a week, does that benefit your family? Yes. Now, within 9 months, here's the 9 in 369. Within the 9 months, we want to show everybody how to take the money they've made from strategy 1 and 2 and start investing it. Because here's the reality. If you're not investing in America right now, you're basically giving the government 30% of your income too much. Who is that not okay with in this room? Now, before we talk about income, I need you guys to know where I'm coming from. I was that same guy who not long ago was really overworked, underpaid, sick and tired of being sick and tired of being broke. Who knows that person? All right. That was me. Now, the funny thing is, I don't know if I was broke because I was negative. I don't know if I was negative because I was broke. Either way, it was a bad combination because I went to Morehouse College. I graduated with honors. I got my degree in 4 years. I did everything I was supposed to do. I got a good job. I can't give you guys the name of the company, but they call it the Bank of America. Yep, that's a good description. So I found out that banking doesn't necessarily mean you have money. In fact, I was working at a bank, but my account was negative. Who know about negative? Don't worry about that. Okay. I'm just telling you my situation. So I was very, very frustrated. I had more student loans and debt than I had income. And I just knew I was worth more than $32,000 to $34,000 a year. So luckily I came out just like you did today. I got out of my comfort zone and I took some time out of my day to say, you know what, let me find some people that are really doing some things and making money so I can add a change in my life. So I was able to go from 3 figures every 2 weeks on my Bank of America job, and I started making 4 figures per week from home. So I grew my income by an extra digit. Now, let's not get it twisted. If you start making an extra $52,000 a year on the side from home and you got $1,000 a week coming in, who would that help? Right? So I was up to 4 digits. Now, after a while, when I learned my craft and my mentor started working with me more, I started averaging between $10,000 and $20,000 and $30,000 a month. So I took my income from 3 figures to 4, then 4 figures to 5 figures per month. Who like growing by 2 digits? Okay. And then obviously that landed into a high 6-figure year. And then I made 7 figures now working right out of my house and showing people how to do it. That's primarily what we do. We use a strategic approach, not sales, but strategy to teach everyone how to increase their income 1 extra digit at a time. My mentor, he's earned over $600 million in business and has created multimillionaires all over the country using a strategy I'm going to share with you guys as opposed to having to be good in sales. Who already likes the fact that you can strategize your way to your first million instead of having to sell your way to $1 million? Here's our goal as it relates to finances. Write this down. Fact number 1, we're going to help relieve Americans of over $1 billion in debt. That's one key to our business. That's one key to anything regarding financial intelligence. You can't make tons of money and help free people up if you have a whole bunch of creditors and debt. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes. Debt is the enemy of your financial success. That's fact number 1. Goal number 2 is to help create over $100 million in business income. Business income. In other words, we're going to create 100 new millionaires working from home using our strategy. So that's objective, or that's goal number 2 for the extra digit movement. 100 people making $1 million is $100 million on a 1099 working from home. You would think we would stop there. Fact number 1, $1 billion in debt reduction, billion with a B. Fact number 2, 100 people, we're going to help them make $1 million from home. And number 3, we're going to help create over $1 billion in investment. So that's billion, 100 million, billion. That's how you change the world, guys. That's how you change your community. That's how you change your household. $1 billion in investments means money is working for you and you no longer work for money. So I found that it's a lot easier for the average person to make their first $1 million, and everybody don't want to be a millionaire, but if you want to make, you know, 600,000, I'm fine with that. If you want to make 100,000, I'm fine with that, or extra 80,000, I found that it's easier to show people a strategy where no matter what you do for a living, you can plug your money into this strategy and grow your own money regardless of professional skill set. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter what you sell. It doesn't matter what sport you play. It does not matter if you're an actor. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you don't have financial intelligence, you'll probably end up back where you don't want to be. Everybody agree? That's why we attract a lot of people. I don't care really if you're watching this video and you're a network marketer, single mom, single dad, a housewife, doctor, lawyer. Our movement has all types of professions because we teach the one thing that's a common denominator in capitalism, and that's how to make your money work for you. So that's what we're here to do, is show you guys a strategy so you won't have to make your first $1 million in sales. You can show anybody from any walk of life a 3-6-9 transformation, and their passion and their desire will determine their income. Is that okay? So let's break it down. The two objectives that everybody in America has is real simple. Number one, you go to work every single day to maintain your current lifestyle. So what I want you to put on your notes is work equals current. Real simple. Or some people say labor equals current. The sad thing about the first objective is now in America, that's the only objective most people are meeting. In other words, they're only going to work in order to pay the what? And people miss this. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You aren't just supposed to go to work and trade your time for dollars. The second objective is we go to work every day so that one day when we stop working, the current lifestyle will keep what? Will keep going. But people never or seldom meet the second objective. And they're frustrated because all they're doing right now is barely meeting the first what? Objective. In other words, here's why most people in America, it's not to speak for everybody, but most people in America go to work, go to church, come home. Go to work, go to church, come home. And they're not living out their full potential because they're so caught up in making sure that the current bills they have are paid by their current salary or income. Does that make sense? And that's a sad situation. So for your notes, let me give you some Cliff Notes, because I went to Morehouse, so I learned quickly how to use Cliff Notes. Your current situation is paid for by your labor. That's objective number what? One. Your future situation is paid for with your investments. So current equals labor, future equals investments. So I'll give you guys a perfect example. If you make $35,000 a year right now, what do you have in place so that when you stop working, the $35,000 a year will continue? Now here's the reality. They say, experts say, you basically need 10 times the amount of money you make right now. Add a zero to it, and that's what you need in investments to cut back the check that will let you keep living your current what? Lifestyle. In other words, if you make $50,000 a year right now, you need $500,000 on the side in investments. Everybody got it? Mm-hmm. If I say to myself, man, I need $10,000 a month to be happy for the rest of my life, because that's the lifestyle I currently have, is 10 grand a month. Then that means you need about $1 million. Okay, we'll take 10,000 a month and let's just make it 100,000. Once you add a zero, that becomes what? $1 million. You need about $1 million in investments that you're not touching, and that will cut a check back to you to maintain your $10,000 per what? Per month. Two entities tried to bridge these two objectives. One was the government. They came up with something called social what? Security. That basically means while you're working, we're going to take a certain percentage out of your check, and then we're going to build a huge nest egg. And when it's your turn, everybody can dip into the pot, and that'll pay you for the rest of your life. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How's social insecurity coming? It doesn't feel good, does it? That check will not be enough to maintain what you're currently doing. Does that make sense? Corporations tried to fix it. Back in the day, it was called pensions. Now they have something called a 401k, different thing. And I'm not knocking a 401k. I tell people, if your company's going to give you a 401k and then you can match it and they're going to give it to you for free and all that, do it. Maximize your 401k. But here's the problem. Your future will rise and fall with the success of that company. Now, we saw this happen recently where all these eggs went into a certain company, and when the recession hit, people who had, $420,000 in the 401k, it dropped down to $110,000. Now those are people that were disciplined, that did what they were supposed to do. In other words, I'm taking my money, they're taking it out every month, I'm investing in my company, recession hit, one day I had $420,000, now I got $110,000. You can't make that back up when it took you 35 years just to get that. Make sense? So what we teach people is real simple. We're going to show you how to create your own economy so you don't have to worry about the economy.